Hey guys, welcome to another Thursday edition of the Vinyl Den, your channel for record collecting by record collectors. My name is Nick, and today I'm going to talk about something not necessarily vinyl related, but it's music related, and that's something that a lot of us do. And I'm going to talk a little bit about streaming music, and specifically ALAC files, which is Apple Lossless Audio Codec. If you haven't done so yet, make sure you click on the link down below and go check out the Vinyl Den Facebook group. You know, I know Ian and I talk about every episode, but it's just a growing place to continue the music conversation. There's also a couple other links down there. There's one for the Vinyl Den merch page, which, we've got t-shirts, sweatshirts, some pretty cool stuff on there. There's also a link for the Vinyl Den Patreon page also, where you can go on there and subscribe. And we do have exclusive content on there. We do have a level where we do like music reviews and some other stuff. So it's pretty cool. Go on there, check that out. If you enjoy the episode, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below and make sure you click on the notification bell so you're notified every time we release new episodes. So like a lot of you out there, even though I do listen to a lot of records, I listen to a lot of CDs. I primarily listen to those two formats here in my office. I've got a record player behind me. I've got my CD player. I do have another record player upstairs. I got my U-turn I've got up there. But when I'm out in my car, it's either CDs or it's Apple Music. And, I've been streaming music for a long time. I got into the digital music early 2000s with Napster and things like that. And I guess I moved on to more legal forms of streaming music or digital music in probably, I want to say it was 2013 or 2014. One of those 2 years is when I checked out Spotify. And I kind of got into Spotify, especially I worked at a law firm in Nashville, and, I'd always had music on in the background. It was a great service to be able to kind of listen to music, and when I wasn't able to listen to it on my phone or listen to it on YouTube or whatever I wanted to listen to music through. So, that's what kind of got me into the streaming stuff. And then I want to say it's 2000, I started that, like I said, 2013, 2014. And then in 2017 is when I subscribed to Apple Music. And that was kind of a big change for me, just because of the amount of music that was available through Apple Music. It's pretty much everything that's out there. And it's a great service, and I liked because I was able to have a family subscription. My kids all use it, my wife uses it. So, like I said, I got into the streaming stuff for the last probably 6-7 years. And it, like a lot of you out there, that's how I kind of listen to a lot of music. I love being able to stream new stuff, check out new albums. Back in the day when it was just CDs and albums, you just kind of walk into a store and blind buy stuff. And today that kind of those streaming services, whether you use Apple or Spotify or Amazon has a music service also. There's a couple of them out there. No matter who you use, it kind of allows us to have that flexibility to check stuff out before we spend money on the physical forms of those albums. So I guess we have to go back and look at what is digital audio. And I'm not an expert in this area. I had to look a lot of stuff up, and it's just a lot of stuff I've learned over the years. I'm sure I'll probably get some stuff wrong. You can drop me a comment down below and correct me if I am. But if you look at like a raw uncompressed file, which is a WAV file, or an AIFF, which I've used WAV files before. I haven't used AIFF, but that's your uncompressed audio. And a lot of the stuff we listen to through streaming services is a compressed form of that uncompressed audio. So you take an MP3, the way they compress that down is they take that WAV file, and what MP3, what the compression does is it basically cuts out everything that the human ear can't hear, or at least what the format or the file or the program determines that the human ear can't understand or hear. It cuts that out, completely deletes it. So if you got like a file that's, say, 80 megabytes, and you compress that into an MP3, it could be 8 megabytes. So it's taking all that audio, all that data, and just cutting it out. And I think that's a lot of the times where you get some of the flatness, some of the hollowness that you get from MP3s. I know they say you can't hear any of that audio, but there is an audible difference between an MP3 and a WAV file. You can go online and listen to a lot of it and hear it yourself. So it's definitely doing something to the audio. And I think that's where a lot of people kind of, over the years, we've gotten used to listening to MP3s. I know I have. And it was really until I got back into vinyl and CDs within the last, 5 years, 4 or 5 years, whatever it's been, is I think when I really rediscovered music. And that's kind of what it was like going from an MP3 to a CD, to vinyl, is that, you really realize how much you really lose in that MP3 format. So what exactly is ALAC formatting? So what it is it's not a pure lossless form like a WAV file is. ALAC is Apple's version of basically. If you take WAV, which is an uncompressed format of music, and there are other different like lossless style compressions out there. FLAC is a really popular one. The FLAC format retains the integrity of the audio. With ALAC, it's doing the same thing as what FLAC does. It's just Apple's form of that compression. So if you've got a WAV file, an uncompressed WAV file, an ALAC file is going to be 40 to 60% less storage capacity than that WAV file can be. But it's going to retain, like I said, it's going to retain the integrity of that audio. And, so far, so I guess Apple rolled this out, or at least they announced it in, according to my notes, it says early May 2021 is when that Apple announced that they were going to release spatial audio and lossless files, audio files, out to their subscribers for no additional cost. And it was kind of revolutionary in the fact that Spotify had been working on their own lossless subscription service for a period of time, and then it was actually slated to be released at some point in 2021. I believe it was like summer of 2021, and it was going to be additional fee per month for Spotify subscribers. You'd have the Spotify Basic, and then you'd have a higher like HD quality service you could go up to. And when Apple came out and announced that they were going to do this at no additional cost, it was going to be completely free to current subscribers. Spotify came out and announced that they kind of had put their plans on hold. And I would assume that at some point this year or next year, they're going to roll out their own lossless system and really have it be no additional cost to subscribers, or very minimal added cost. So like I said, Apple announced this in May. I wanted to say it was some point in late June or early July, I believe, was when it actually rolled out and actually became. I guess I can't be specific on the rollout date because I'm part of the beta testing program through Apple, so I'm able to. I actually test software and programs, iOS, whatever it is, before it actually goes out to the public. So I might have had a little early access to this lossless audio through Apple. But so far, over the last several weeks that I've been living with it, I listened to it a bunch. I've, when I'm driving to work, I've got like a 35-minute car ride or whatever. So I'll play some music on a CD, and I'll compare it to the version on Apple Music. And I do that specifically in my car because it's got a decent system in there, and I'm listening to it. It's not like here where I'd be listening to it on my stereo behind me and then maybe trying to listen to Apple Music through my computer or through my phone. I want to make sure I'm listening through the same system. So my car was really the only place I can kind of test that. And so far, over the 6 or 8 different albums I've listened to, I can't tell any difference between the CD audio, the CD quality, and the Apple Music quality. So far, I've been absolutely thrilled with the way this stuff sounds. So for me, it really comes down to sound quality from the medium you're listening to. If you look at vinyl or records, the The dynamic range, so the dynamic range is the difference between the low end and the high end on the audio spectrum. So with records, you get about 70 decibels is about the dynamic range. With CDs, you get the dynamic range is about anywhere between 96 and 120 decibels. I think the human ear can hear up to 140 decibels. So there's a pretty big range. It's quite a bit more than what you get from records. And like I said before, if I'm wrong on these numbers, drop me a comment and let me know. This is the stuff that I've kind of read over the years, and the way I kind of understand the way dynamic range works in different formats. So as far as lossless audio goes, or specifically the ALAC format, I haven't been able to find anything as far as what the dynamic range of this audio format is. If it is similar to, what you're getting from a CD, or if it even is higher than that, I'm not really sure. If you guys know out there, drop me a comment and let me know. Provide some links to some articles, whatever it is, because I just really couldn't find a whole lot about it. And maybe just because ALAC is, as far as Apple Music goes, they've obviously been working on ALAC, I believe, for 10 or 15 years. So it's something that Apple has had before. They just haven't put it in practice with Apple Music. So maybe just because it is a little newer of a service, that kind of stuff maybe isn't, the technical side of it isn't quite available to the mass public yet. But like I said, if you guys know, let me know. It's something I'd be really interested to find out, because no matter which way I listen to music, I always want it to be the best quality possible. And it, like I said before, I've been so far over the last couple of weeks, as I've kind of lived with Apple Music and this new file format, I've been really impressed with it so far. Well, that's all I got for you today, guys. Thanks for checking the show out. If you are an Apple Music subscriber, drop me a comment and let me know what you guys think of the service so far. If you've noticed a really big improvement, because for me, like I said before, I really have. It's been just the clarity is there on the music. What I've called the depth is there, and it's something that I feel has really been lost over the last couple of decades. Listening to MP3s, I think we've been trained, to maybe not notice the stuff in music, and maybe that's why people have kind of gone back to CDs or records to kind of reconnect with music that they've listened to for decades, their whole life, and maybe have kind of lost a little bit with the MP3s over the year. I don't know. It's I shouldn't say year. It's years we've been listening to MP3s. But anyway, it's an interesting topic. I just thought I'd kind of throw out some information, like I said, stuff that I've learned over the years about music and about audio quality. But drop me a comment. Let me know what you guys think. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure you give me a old thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below, and come back and check the show out with me and Ian on Sunday. Well, that's all I got. Until next time, keep on spinning. Peace.